All right, you guys. Happy Monday. I just said it before. Happy last Monday of the month, which is absolutely insane. I am super pumped for this last week, best week, because I love to watch the impact that you guys run after in this last week of the month. It's always so exciting to see you guys running hard after things, hitting big goals. And I'm excited because tonight we have Tricia here to inspire you for your last week, best week. So super fun. I was actually thinking about this tonight. I think the first time that Tricia and I really ever connected was on the private island trip. So the infamous private island trip that Brie and I talk about all the time, where she and I met, is also where I first connected with Tricia. And we have just kind of talked off and on ever since. And I love it. She and I are so different, and she has a lot of strengths I don't have, and vice versa. Even just this morning, we were bouncing ideas off of each other, and I love it. I love getting her perspective. But this is one of my favorite things ever. A lot of you probably, if you keep up, you've seen ever since the private island trip that Tricia earned, she is consistently crushing it on leaders board, always at the top of the company. And sometimes you can see people like this and you're like, oh, she must just have like that it factor, right? And she is just really outgoing, and she had this huge market of people, and so she just was built and made for network marketing. And so I am excited because I think what is so important, and we talk about this a lot, is you can have a really big vision for this, but if you don't have the belief in yourself that you can get to that vision, then the vision doesn't matter, because why are you going to show up for something you don't believe you can arrive at? And so when we bring people to come talk to you, one, it's because you hear from me enough and you don't need to hear from me over and over again. But two, I want you to continually look to see yourself in other people, especially in their chapter 1, because all too often you see people's chapter 20 and you're like, I can never do what they do. I can never be where they could be, until you hear where they started. And so I want you guys to have full belief tonight. And I want you to recognize something in Tricia's story. No, you're not going to be just like Tricia, and that's okay. But something in Tricia's story that you're like, I resonate with that. Like, and so if she can do this, I can do this too. That's what I want you to open your mind to tonight. I want you to convince yourself right here and right now, if she can do this, I can do this too. And I'm opening my mind to all that God wants me to receive tonight. So Tricia, I don't want to waste any of your time. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Bethany. That was a very cool introduction. Okay, so the first thing I want to ask you guys is, can you put your rank in the comments? I did ask Bethany like what ranks are going to be here, but I want to know exactly who I'm talking to. And this is why. So Bethany was talking about the it factor. And okay, senior gold, emerald, hi Sarah, gold, senior gold, 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 senior silver. Guys, I love your ranks. I love your ranks. Do you know how exciting your ranks are? These ranks are so freaking exciting. Let me turn my okay, so when I first started, guys, and I was all these ranks, right? Gold, senior gold, all the things, right? Um, hey, Mary Asta. Okay. When I was all these ranks, I looked at all the dual ranks, okay? And I thought to myself, they have the it factor, okay? They are successful, they are beautiful, they have nice purses, they have nice shoes. I mean, like, I felt like to be a diamond, you had to have blonde hair and extensions and eyelash extensions. Like that's what, and now I have them, but whatever. Like I thought that's what you had to look like. You had to look like a certain thing. And most likely your team was always in momentum and you were always happy. Like that's honestly what I thought. Okay. All right. So this is me when I first started. Okay. Without any it factor. There was no it factor. Okay. All right. I was 28 years old. I'd never done sales. I'd actually never even had a real job, like interacting with people. Never. Okay. I graduated high school when I was 16 from homeschooling, and I didn't go to college. So there was like, I got married, right? I started having babies, but there was never any like degree, nothing like that. Okay. My Facebook had 100 friends because I hated Facebook. So I just kept deleting it because I was not into like Facebook. My friends and family were skeptical and refused to join me, and that is still true to this day. guys, they still have not, they are still uninterested. All right. So let me just put that out there. Pretty much all of them. My mom, my own mother, has done 1 day of reset, and I've been doing plexus since 2015. 1 day of reset, you guys. And then wrote to me and said, I don't like things with artificial sweeteners. So there we are. All right. Okay. I didn't have like a ton of extra time because I had 4 little kids that were like 5 or 6 and under. So it's not like I had like, okay. I wasn't cute. I know that sounds really horrible, you guys, but like I didn't know how to hold my phone. My first few lives were like really awful. Like I would hold my phone weird and my clothes were weird. Like everything was just, there was no it factor is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Here's what I did have going for me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Brianne. Yeah, I just figured out my timer, you guys. This is so exciting. Would you believe someone wrote to me and said, had the audacity to say, I thought that you didn't have Matt in your photos because Matt doesn't like being in your family photos. And I was like, why would you not think Matt was taking the photo? Like, that's just like such a dumb thing to say. But anyways, okay, I digress. Here are the things that I did have, okay? I believed that it could be done. I believed it could be done, okay? So, here's what I thought could be done. Our family, so we went from making about $35,000 a year with savings to making about $17,000 a year without savings. So there was like nothing to fall back on. Okay. And so when I heard about the compensation plan and when I saw that Bridget Ryan with more kids than me and Brenda Martin with more kids than me and Charlotte Seams with more kids than my dinky little 4, right, could go to the top of Plexus, I thought to myself, it can be done. Okay. That's the first thing I thought was it can be done. The second thing I thought was if they could do it, I could do it. And I literally watched, I forgot to say that soon after I started Plexus, I started a horrible pregnancy. So like you guys, I mean, stuff was stacked against me. Okay. But a lot of my time building Plexus was me sitting on the couch, sick as a dog, watching diamond documentaries and crying my eyes out because I was like, I do not want to stay where we are. And if these women can change their family's future, so can I. So can I. Okay. Also, you guys, I believe that everything is figure outable. And I think I believe that from day one. I think I thought to myself, you know what? If they can figure it out, I can too. Right. And you guys have to just like wake up every day and say that to yourselves. Right. Okay. I believed that I was a hard worker, thus I could do it. And I believed that I could be emerald in 6 months because I saw other people become emerald. And here's a part of my story probably a lot of you have heard. So I started May 2016. Okay. So I remember sitting across the table from my brother, and my brother was like, what's your first goal in Plexus? And I'm like, emerald. Because I don't even know who it was. Emily Gibson, somebody else was going emerald in 6 months, like short amounts of time. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake, right? All right. 6 months later, you guys, I had 20 people on my team, 20. Okay. And the month that I was going for emerald, I was going to be emerald, right? Our team enrolled 7 people, 6 of whom I personally sponsored, and all of them quit within about 30 days. Okay. So basically no emerald, right? Okay. All right. What happens after that? So that's December of 2016. Fast forward to February, and I'm leaving voice messages for my sponsor. And I'm like, this is not working. This is not working. You told me this was going to pay our bills. This is not paying our bills. You told me this was going to make over $1,000 a month. This is not, right? And I remember she wrote back and she's like, let me tell you what Sonia Dudley told me. You need to trust the process. And I was like, okay, but we're also not making enough money. So, like, okay. All right. That was February of 2016. This is a crazy story. Some of you have probably heard it, but I'm going to share it again. Okay. So our paycheck was not making enough money. Okay. And I don't remember what we made, but I looked at my back office and I don't know what we made, like $2,000 or something. And Matt said, I was like, we need to pray for a higher paycheck. And Matt said, we need to pray for $2,500. And I was like, can't be done. That can't happen. Like I've been working as hard as I can. I've been messaging. I've been doing all the things. There's no way we can make $2,500 in a month. Okay. And Matt's like, well, why don't we pray for it? And I'm like, well, my faith is actually smaller than a mustard seed, so can't be done. Like, I truly did not believe it was possible. So I know I keep saying like I thought these things, but I didn't think that could happen. I opened my paycheck, you guys, in March, and we made $2,800, and I bawled because I was like, one, I had like felt horrible about myself because I completely doubted God and myself. Like, you know what I mean? But this is what happened that made the difference. Okay. In the middle of February, that month that I was talking to my sponsor and she said, trust the process, blah, blah, blah. A complete stranger, total stranger messaged me and said, I'm interested in trying your product. She signed up immediately. I did not know her at all. Okay. It was like our first interaction. She signed up and she got her products. And 2 days later, 2 days on Triplex, you guys, she messaged me and she said, how do I sell this? And I was like, well, I mean, you could like make a post or something. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing either, right? She makes a post, she goes Senior Ruby in 7 months. All right. She signs up everybody. She signs up her church. She signs up everybody she knows, everybody from college. She'd gone to Pensacola. Okay. She signs up everybody. And it shot me to Emerald because I already had like an existing team, right? It took me a shorter amount of time to go from Senior Gold. It took me 5 months to go from a struggling Senior Gold team to Emerald. Okay. Then it took for me to go from silver to Senior Gold. Let that sink in. Okay. Because silver to Senior Gold is like 0 to 250. And then the other jump is 250 to 1500. It's a massive difference, right? This is what I want you guys to take from this. Yeah. Brianne's like anticipating over here. This is what I want you guys to take from this. Okay. Miracles can happen. What Bethany was saying about the end of the month, guys. Yeah. Listen, I was talking to somebody today and she was like talking as if things were a done deal. And I'm like, things are never a done deal. Never a done deal. Okay. Miracles can happen. Anything can happen. You are always one person away from everything changing. But I want you guys to really, really know that that one person is you. That one person is you. Please do not be looking for some kind of dream teamer. Okay. Because they are going to come and go. You are the only one that's not. Okay, so that one person is oftentimes going to be you. You attract the level who you are. If you are negative, you are going to attract people who are negative. If you have lots of energy and if you are confident, you are going to attract those kinds of people. Okay. If you feel like you're struggling every day, you're going to attract people that are struggling every day. It's just a thing. It's a thing. Okay. All right. Here's some other things all right. I'll tell you more bad stuff. Well, first I'll tell you the good stuff, then I'll tell you more bad stuff. All right. We're just getting started, right? Okay. So here's the good stuff. So then I ranked Emerald in September 2016. Then I went backwards for a while. Then Marianne joined my team. And then I went forwards very, very quickly. Okay. I hit Sapphire and Diamond 3 months apart. When I hit Diamond, you guys, I hit 5,100 points was my first month as a diamond. Then I went backwards for a year and a half. I went all the way back to 3,000. Okay. And at this point, I was asked to speak at Ruby's Retreat, like the big Ruby's Retreat, like the Kristen Abart Ruby's Retreat. I was asked to speak. All right. I don't know if they knew where my points were. They just asked me to get up with a microphone. I stand up with a microphone, you guys, and I literally picked up the microphone and I started crying in front of 100 people. Okay. And I was like, you guys have no idea where I am right now. You guys don't know. I'm in such a horrible place in my business. Okay. But hopefully I could give them something from like one of the darkest points in my Plexus career. Right. Okay. After that point, I kept being low. I kept being low. I kept being low. I kept being low until Plexus announced points for welcome packs. And then I slowly crawled back to diamond. Okay. But I want you guys to know that my journey, you guys see me like on the leaderboard and stuff. It's been like, woo, okay. When I was crying in front of all those people at Ruby's Retreat, I was like so far down in that stupid contest that year that I wasn't even on the list. I wasn't even on the list. Okay. I remember writing to my sponsor at that point and I was like, I have read every single John Maxwell book. I am messaging every single person. I am doing all the things that you tell me to do and that every other person tells me to do. And I am going backwards 200 to 300 points a month. So what do you suggest? And she was like, I don't know. At that point, she wasn't like, oh, just trust the process. Right? Like 2,100 points, right? What are you supposed to say? All right. So I crawl back. Okay. Here are the things I want you guys to hear from my journey. Okay. Number one is that hard things make you stronger. My team was hearing this from me today. Hard things make you stronger. And I've been through all the hard things. Okay, you guys. Again, my team already heard this story today. Already today. I had a dream teamer join my team. She had 100,000 followers. Okay. And I was like, we are going to go to Hawaii together. Like, this is like literally a dream. Like, we are going to be on my word. Like, we like each other and you've got this massive network and like all the things, right? Like, she was a hardcore influencer. She hit 40 points, 40 points. Okay. And she was like, you know what? God told me to quit. Okay. I was like, you could literally put up a story right now and fast start gold. Nope. She was out. Okay. What are you supposed to do on mornings like that? I remember I was like, I was mad. I was disappointed. I was frustrated. Matt heard quite a bit about all the things, but I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Right. What do you do on the days that you have worked and worked and worked and your points aren't moving? What do you do on those days, right? Let me tell you, this past week, there were 3 days in a row where literally every single day I felt like I was getting up and going to battle every single day. And by day 3, like day 1, you're like, oh, I can handle this. Day 2, you're like, this isn't very much fun. And day 3, you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm out. Like, this is terrible. And I messaged another diamond and I told her, I'm like, I'm not in a great place right now. And she said to me, Tricia, cry it out and then get your blank back in the fight. She was like, this is just another day. Like, you got to get back in it. Right. And I didn't cry, but I certainly felt like crying, but I got back in it. And I think that action cures these awful, awful feelings. I think that I remember a bad day I had a few months ago. And what I did was, and you guys, if you've heard my Monday masterclass, you have heard this, but I went over and I pressed live on my phone and I just started talking. Because there's some times when you're like, I just have to get myself out of this funk. And when you're live and you have to be like, Johnny on the spot, you have to be like, right? Thinking quickly. You have to get into action. You have to do something. Plan a party. Plan another party. Go to your team and be like, oh my word, we're doing a party tomorrow night. Like, let's see if we can invite 15 people or 50 people or whatever, right? But you have to get into action. I'm trying to think what else I want to say. To move forward in your business, you have to believe that you can do it. And when you don't believe that you can do it, I think there are a few things you can do. Number one, I would watch other people's stories. Even when you're having like one of those funky days, just get on and watch some testimonies. Like, I'm throwing all these parties. I'm throwing 4 parties this week, you guys, 2 on Facebook, 2 on Instagram. And so I'm watching lots and lots of video testimonies. Talk about building belief. Like, just story after story after story. And you're like, I don't even know who these people are. This is crazy, right? Listen to different voices. Like, I wake up every single day and I listen to something. I listen to a podcast. I listen to something, okay, that gets me in the mood to go out and do the things, okay? I heard Fraser Books. For those of you who don't listen to his podcast, it is the Network Marketing Ninja. I heard him say that for every day that you take off, you actually go backwards 3 days. So the worst thing you can do for your business, you guys, is just say, you know what? It doesn't really matter today because no one really cares anyways. And I'm going to take the day off, because if you do that on a Monday, it'll be easier to do it on a Tuesday, and it'll be easier to do it on a Wednesday, right? And eventually your business is going to start going backwards, right? Even as a diamond, your business will start going backwards because your team is going to do as much or as little as you do. So if they see Tricia not showing up and they see Brianne not showing up, they see Bethany not showing up, they see Sarah not showing up, they're going to be like, well, then why do I have to show up? Right? So you've got to be the example for your team. And something that I have said to my team since day one is it is better to work for a little bit every day than for 3 hours on a Saturday. Like, your people have to see you doing something every day, right? Something. And then I feel like the other thing that's really important, besides believing in yourself, is having at least one person who believes in you. Bethany, I want to talk about this morning. But I feel like you have to have one person, you guys. It might not be your upline. It might not be your downline. But find one person that you can bounce ideas off of. And they will be the ones on the hard day. This is very important. On the hard day, they won't be like, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. They'll be the ones that were like that diamond and said, cry it out and then get back in the fight. Right? Okay, that's all I got. Do you guys have questions?
So good. So good. I want y'all to drop in the chat drop a 1 if this was relatable in some way to you, that you found something in this that you related to in your story, in your journey. See, I knew it. If you open up your mind to it, open your brain to it, you will see the things that are meant for you. If you have a question, drop it in the chat. I don't want to keep, we've got a little bit of time left. I don't want to keep Tricia too long, but there's a couple of core things that I hope that you guys took away. One, I love that, like, this was Tricia's plan A. Like she didn't have a plan B. Like, back door was closed, right? Like, she was doing this. And I think that is an important thing that you have to have, because as long as you've got that back door there, like, you're not fully bought in. You're not determined, like, this is going to be, I love what she said, like, this is going to be what changes our family's life, like it did for these women. I love that. Number 2, I don't know if anybody ever said this to you, but I remember when I was, I think in high school, someone was like, make sure you don't really have a real relationship or a real marriage until you've gotten in a fight, like, with your person. And, y'all, you don't really have a real business until you've gone through the hard things. Like, business is not happy-go-lucky all the time. It's the hard things, and it's being willing to stick it out. I had this conversation with my son last night because he was all about something, and he was like, this is too hard. I just want to quit. And I'm like, you talk about wanting to be a successful person all the time. Any successful person you talk to will tell you they're only successful because they went through hard things and they stuck it out anyways. They decided they were going to grow themselves through it, and they stuck it out anyways. And so where you face that in your journey is different for every single person. Some of you are facing the hard right now at a senior or gold. Not that you're not still going to face some hard later, but you're learning lessons now that maybe I didn't learn till I was diamond. Like, my really hard crap didn't hit the fan till I went diamond. And some of you are learning that right now. We all have our levels of hard that we're going to hit at some point, but stick it out. And just like Tricia said, be willing to find that person that's like, get it together and get back to it. Let me look. Let's see. What's your go-to personal development book, Tricia? I know you have a lot of things, but
oh goodness, my favorite book is The Slight Edge.
That's a very good one. My favorites too.
I love the one question, Tricia, before we get off. Your number 1 tip for developing silvers.
Okay. I have a new one, guys. I just started this and it actually works. And so if you find something that actually works, like, I'm going to share it with everybody. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is that when you want to do something new, you have to become obsessed. Okay. For years of my business, I told myself that I was not good at, oh my goodness. I told everybody this. I told my sponsor, I told my sidelines, I told everybody this. I'm good at recruiting. I'm not good at duplicating. I told everybody that. Okay. That does not produce a good team. It just doesn't. Okay. So number 1 is you got to stop the trash talk. You're going to be like, what does that have to do with producing silvers? Hold on, you guys. This is all important. You have to get rid of the trash talk. Okay. Stop saying the dumb, negative things to yourself about producing silvers. Okay. Or anything else. Number 2 is you have to become completely obsessed with brand ambassadors and with retention. Why retention? Because if you can keep someone for 3 to 6 months, they will probably share with one person. They will probably start talking about it. Okay. If you can retain them, become obsessed with brand ambassadors and become obsessed with retention. Okay. Wake up every day and be like, okay, how can I, like, when you're obsessed with something, think about like when you meet a guy and you become obsessed with him, that's all you think about. That's how it needs to be for developing people into brand ambassadors. Become obsessed. I am completely obsessed with it right now. I told Matt last week, I was like, I want to be number one on the leaderboard for new brand ambassadors, not enrollments. And I was. And this is my secret. Are you guys ready? I want you to forget the word silver. Like literally forget the number 3. Just quit thinking about it and only think about the number 1. That's it. Just think about number 1. Your goal is not to get people to silver. Your goal is to get them to get 1. Okay. Follow me on this. All right. Someone signs up and they're like, you know what? Can men take this product too? And I'll be like, well, yeah, absolutely. Like, are you thinking about your husband? And they're like, yeah, man, he's got some serious GI issues. And I'm like, well, listen to this. You could actually sign up under me. And then I can send you a quick graphic how you could sign up your husband under you. And if you do that, then he would have his own products that he won't be like fighting for you for your products. You're going to get $25 in product credit. He's going to get a discount. You're going to get $25 in product credit and $35 in cash. Okay. I use the husband example, but I would do this for a coworker. I would do this for a sister. I would do this for a mom. I would do it for anybody. Okay. If they don't bring up the person, then I say, you know what? Most people really love having someone to do this with. So is there one person, like go text one person right now and be like, listen, I'm starting these gut health products. Do you want to do this with me? Make it extremely casual. And then they're going to be like, well, my coworker might, my sister might. Okay. And then the sister signs up. I'm going to give you a real life example. This literally just happened last week. Okay. The sister signs up. And then I say to her, well, I mean, since your sister signed up, sweet, you're going to get like $35 in cash. If you sign up another person, you're going to get 70. If you sign up another person, you're going to get over 300. And she's like, well, we kind of would like the 300 right now. I'm like, listen, just put up something in stories and say, hey, I just started these gut health supplements. I've got some $10 off codes. Who wants to do this with me? She does that. She signs one more. Now it takes a little bit of time. Okay. I don't know if Kristen's on this call. But you guys, Kristen just went fast start senior silver. Okay. Do it. Get them to sign 1. I have a fast start silver who did this. I've got a fast start senior silver who did this. You just have to get them 1. My re-entry team has 9 brand ambassadors right now. 9. Okay. This month because of this, because if you can get them to get 1, then they will keep signing people. So yes, make it my slogan for getting people to get 1 is casual, but bold. You are very bold. Like you go text one person right now is what I say, right? But it's also super chill. Like okay, here's another thing. Have you guys read the book, What Exactly to Say? It's that I wasn't there, okay? One of the things he says is the 2 most powerful words that he said out of his whole book, the 2 most powerful words is most people. I have started using it like 10 times a day. I'll be like, well, most people start with the triplex if they have those kinds of issues because they're going to see extremely effective results. Most people go text one person right now and get one person to start with them. And they're like, really? Well, they're most people. So that's my advice for getting silvers.
I love that. I love the simplicity of 1, the power of 1, and then that snowballs from there. That's so good. All right. One last thought, because I did love this. Where did it go? Emily asked, what action step do you try to take first when you feel the most stuck? I think this is very relatable.
What action step to take? I think you just have to do one more thing. Get up and say, I don't care how I feel. I'm going to do it anyway. And that could be putting up another post. That could be messaging another 3 people. That could be following up. I genuinely do not like following up. I don't like doing it. Set a timer on your phone and just say, I am going to do something. And then doing that something will probably get you into the mood to do something else.
So good. Thank you so much, Tricia, for spending time with us tonight. So valuable, so relatable. I took so much away in the season that I'm in and just so appreciate you. You guys let her know in the comments how much you appreciate her, how valuable you found this. Thanks for hopping on tonight. We hope you guys have a great Monday night and we will see you soon.